MMA UK, Abdul Ahad Patel. I'm here with James Lewis. James, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, very well, pal. Thank you.
So coming off a big win at OKTAGON 35, first round rear naked choke. How you feeling? I bet you're buzzing.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. I was absolutely ecstatic to get the win and get off to a good start with Octagon. So, yeah, very happy.
So talk me through it then, because your last fight was in March prior to the one just gone this weekend, and obviously you've had this one. That fight lasted what, 45 seconds, if that?
Yeah, in March.
Yeah, no, as
Yeah.
in the one just gone this weekend.
Oh no, this one. I think there was 45 seconds left in the first round.
45 seconds left in the first round,
Yeah,
every way around.
yeah,
So you got him out pretty quickly. Obviously, we know when we talk about James Lewis, we talk about Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, we talk about, submission artists. I know 6 months is, it could be considered long for some people because can be considered the right amount of time. You reckon there's scope for you to get him back in the cage before the end of the year?
yeah. I'd love to get on the December card. I think it's Ostrava.
Okay.
Because I think Gabor's scheduled for that, who was meant to fight originally.
Yeah.
So I would like to get that fight in December if I can.
Yeah. And because I know you was originally supposed to fight him, but then it got agreed to, was it a catch weight?
Yeah.
So would it be the agreement? Would you prefer to fight at middle?
I'd prefer to fight at welterweight, yeah,
Okay.
if we can.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Gabor's always fought at welterweight anyway.
Okay. Fair enough. So obviously that makes sense for going forward to fight at welter, and you you're on two wins now, and very dominant wins. What's the future holding for you? What are you looking at? Is it to break into that top five? Was it, if the title presents itself?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So I'm looking for the belt. We're not here to make the numbers up as such. So yeah, I mean, doesn't I don't know how many fights that's going to take, but yeah, eventually it all ends with the belt for me.
Yeah, yeah. And so talk me through it, because I'm a man of jiu-jitsu myself. So I know a lot of your wins come from submissions. Um, and rear naked choke first round. Like, break it down for me. How was that first round for you then?
Yeah. I felt really comfortable in the fight. Obviously there was some striking and managed to drop him. Um, he managed to get up, and I think it's when I sort of went in. I think I tried to deliver another kick and he caught it, but I managed to butterfly sweep him um, into mount, and then as he hit him with some strikes, he turned. So I
Yeah,
managed to get his back and was conscious of slipping off the back. I wanted to keep my position, but then managed to flatten him out and just get the short choke. So it was a nice finish. I was pleased with it.
mm. And like, obviously, you were supposed to fight Gabor, and then obviously it got changed to Salim. What do you know? Was there anything in your game plan that you changed, or was it just going out and doing the best you can, sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously tactics changed a little bit, especially with Salim being southpaw.
Mm.
But got to give credit to Tom and the team there. I'm always that well prepared, and coincidentally, we've been working a lot of southpaw stuff anyway, so
Yeah,
that worked out really well.
nice. And how is things over at Daywalkers then? How's all your training partners, your coaches? How they helped you prepared for this fight?
Yeah, so obviously with Tom at Blackledge MMA now for many years, so yeah, fantastic team. I think I'd put Tom against any coach. I think he's the best in the world, so wouldn't be here without him. So yeah, the sparring at Blackledge MMA really tough. So by the time you fight, you feel very well prepared, very ready to go in and have a scrap. So yeah, I
Yeah,
can't thank Tom and the team enough. And with Tom as well, like we never stagnant. I'll be a different fighter again by December.
yeah.
So improving all the time.
Nice, man. And do you think that, like, obviously there's a lot of fighters that, that once they've they've had their fight, they take a bit of rest period? Are you the type that goes straight back into the gym or back on the graft?
Yeah, I was back in the gym on Tuesday.
Oh, blimey.
Obviously not, we're not going full belt just yet, but yeah, this is you need to keep improving in this game all the time. So, and there's if you want to get to the top, you can't be having weeks, months off after a fight. You've got to get back in. It's you got to focus, go out and get what you want. So yeah, no, straight back in.
Yeah, fair play to you, fair play to you. And so, like, I guess if you are aiming for like the December show and against Gabble, like it makes sense that that's the fight you guys were supposed to have. It's the fight to make essentially. What I essentially trying to ask you is, I take it you'll be even more prepared knowing that you're going to fight in December, and what it is you'll bring to the table.
Yeah, that's it. I think, as you say, just come more prepared. I'll be a better fighter by then. So I think Gabbo should have fought me when he could. But yeah, no, I'll be a better, more improved fighter by then. And I've got a lot of respect for Gabbo. He's achieved really good things in that organisation. So
Yeah.
that's why I want to fight. He's a big name. He's been the champ on there. He's a good opponent. So we want good opponents. You know what I mean? So that's why I want that fight really. But I mean, whoever OKTAGON give me, it's my job to fight. But I think that fight just makes sense because we were scheduled to fight. He's scheduled to be on that card. I'm fit, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and so with a lot of guys from the UK, they traditionally go through like Cage Warriors, and I know you fought on Cage Warriors before, but you've opted to go like across more like the European sort of promotions where when you're fighting on these shows. Do you think like eventually that's something you'd like to return back to, like Cage Warriors, and potentially hunt down a title in that promotion, or do you see yourself like just working through the sort of European rigs?
Yeah, I mean, Cage Warriors is a fantastic promotion, and you never know what can happen in the future. But I've got to say, like that, the experience of OKTAGON on the weekend, that it was a crazy show, amazing event. So I certainly wouldn't be looking to move away from OKTAGON anytime soon at all. I would love to fight on there long term. It's an absolutely superb event. It's massive, and the fans are brilliant. The fans, I think MMA seems to be a lot more mainstream over there. The fans are crazy for it. So yeah, I mean, you never know what can happen in the future, and as I say, there's other great shows out there, but OKTAGON was fantastic. I really did love being on there. So yeah, I'd like to fight on there for a long time.
Fair play. And like, forgive my ignorance, but like, have they done any promotions in the UK or like in like Ireland, Scotland, or any around the area?
No, they haven't just yet, but I would have thought they'd be looking to break into the UK. I think there's rumours of that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just rumours. Maybe it's true. I don't know. But yeah, they haven't as yet. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if they wanted to break into the UK, and if they did, it would be huge. They don't do things by half at all.
South into that title contention, headline over here. That would be a dream, wouldn't it?
Well, this is it. Yeah, this is it. If I can put myself in that position by the time they want to move over here, that would be great.
Yeah. So as well as like obviously all the professional MMA side of things you do as well, like I see that you compete on like Grapple Fest and things of that nature. Is there any scope of any of those coming up? We just had ADCC just gone the weekend as well.
Yeah, to be honest, probably not in the near future. I love grappling. It's something I'll probably always do. I'll probably be in the old man divisions and stuff when I'm finished. But yeah, really focused on MMA at the moment, and especially now I've got this great opportunity with OKTAGON. Really looking to focus on MMA and really make some waves in the near future.
Yeah, fair play to you. And did you catch any of the ADCC?
I did, yeah, I did. I thought it was the best that they've done so far. Gordon Ryan's just started this world, isn't he?
Yeah, he's unbelievable, isn't he, mate? Especially from like someone, I'm sure yourself as well as myself got a real love for jiu-jitsu, and what you see what the bloke does, you're just like, it's like a once in a lifetime fighter. When you watch him, you put
Oh,
me anywhere, I put him in the categories like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, all these
without a
phenomenal.
doubt. Oh, without a doubt. There's like everybody else, and then Gordon is it at the moment. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable what he's doing.
Yeah, and even Davis, she won the ADCC as well. First, I think she's the first British fighter to win for the UK in ADCC as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I don't think there's anything she hasn't won, is there? She's absolutely superb.
yeah, she won the IBJJF as well, didn't she, recently at a
Yeah,
black belt? So yeah, it's all happening in the UK. All the UK fighters are
that's it.
bringing it, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So talk to me about like the striking then, because I know like, you're very renowned for your jiu-jitsu, but talk to me about your striking and how that game's developing.
Yeah, I think excuse me. I think striking's something I've sort of always had in the locker and not really shown in fights.
Hmm.
So like very, very happy and flattered to be for people to say about my jiu-jitsu and that. But I think I've always been pretty well rounded, but I've not shown it perhaps as much as I should. So
Hmm.
really pleased to show off a bit of striking in this fight. Yeah.
Yeah. And what you reckon, potential knockout in the next fight?
Yeah, I thought it was coming with Salim this time, but yeah, that was the plan for Gabo. To be honest, I really thought that was going to happen. So no reason why it won't happen in December. Hopefully.
Mm. It's a difficult one with the striking, because I feel like Nate Diaz hit it quite well on the head a while back when he was saying that a lot of people they strike with you and then they realize they're not the better striker and then resort to the wrestling, and then all of a sudden you're tapping them out.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of how it happened in this one. As I say, after I dropped him, he was looking for the takedown, and then that was not the best place for him as well. So yeah, it was a good feeling that.
Yeah. And so, with this, fight just finishing recently, I know you're back in the gym and you're not full pace, but you're obviously you're going through the motions. You got any bit of like sort of like time off where you're just gonna relax with family, or is it just straight full power into like building back up into the gym for the next one?
Yeah, no, I've no time to rest just yet. I'll probably go out with the wife somewhere and celebrate for a little meal or something. But yeah, no time to rest just yet. As I say, we can get on that December card. I think it's early
Yeah.
December, so then there'll be a bit of time over Christmas to relax. But yeah, no time to rest just yet.
Nice, nice. And to be fair, like, why not? I mean, you got the fight done pretty quick. You seem more healthy and well. Little bruising on the eye, but it's nothing
Yeah.
major, is it?
No, that's it. So pretty much injury free. So yeah, that's always good as well. So we can move on straight away.
Yeah, that's good to hear, man. Like, I think is one of those things, isn't it, with MMA where you feel like the sooner you get them out, the more you can move on to the next fight. But the more battles or wars you have, then the longer you got to have out the game.
Yeah, every fight you can have without putting too many miles on the clock is a blessing, definitely.
Nice, nice. And so I like I want to ask you some questions like that, that isn't revolved around like about your career or you personally, but I just want to see like what type of fighters you like, or what ones are like your favorite fights, etc. See like what your sort of rationale is on that. So my first question to you be, who is your like say top 5 fighters in MMA?
I'd say I loved how Khabib did it. How
Mm,
Khabib are just small people. Um, he'd probably be number one of late. I love the Diaz brothers just with the entertainment value that they brought and stuff like that. Love GSP, totally different personality than the Diaz brothers, but
Mm.
I think he's probably one of the best to ever do it. And then probably Anderson Silva on his day. He was like in the Matrix, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
outstanding.
Do you think that? Do you think with? Because I often have this conversation with a few of my friends. They're predominantly more like boxing fans, but a lot of people say Khabib's boring, etc. He's not, he's not that entertaining, or he isn't a great fighter because of the way he fights. But do you feel that that might be because they don't understand what he's doing?
Yeah, I think when you know what you're looking at, you really appreciate what Khabib does because
Mm,
it looks so simple, but not everyone can do it. Yeah, I think, and I can appreciate why like non-grapplers don't
mm,
appreciate it. But for me, to control someone like he did and to dominate someone like he did,
mm.
he was ragdolling people about, wasn't he, and dominating them. That's what I liked about him.
Yeah, for real. And when you think about like the fight he had with McGregor and the sort of face crank, if you like, he did
Yeah,
that was just with mean intentions because he could have taken the neck.
yeah, and he wasn't quick for letting go either, was he?
Yeah, this is it. This is it. And then when you think about like someone that's able to control someone else to such a accurate and precise sort of ability, you have to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, and I think his striking was underrated too. He used to pop people as well, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he dropped McGregor in that fight, didn't
Yeah,
he? It's something that a lot of people forget as well. Like, I mean, I think when you look at the most elite, his striking wasn't as great as Evers, but he still had hands. He could still go.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What do you think then about Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev?
I think Oliveira's going to submit him.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it'll turn into a grappling match at some point, and I just think Oliveira's that bit better. I mean, his jiu-jitsu's outstanding. I know Islam's a really good grappler, but yeah,
Hmm.
I think he's going to surprise a few people. I think he's going to submit him.
Do you not think that Islam will bring that same sort of like mauling technique that Khabib sort of brought to Oliveira?
Sorry, say that again, mate.
Do you not think Islam will bring that same sort of like mauling ability to Oliveira like how Khabib did?
Yeah, I think Islam could probably do that to everybody else in the division, but I rate Oliveira's ground game that much. I think he'll catch him.
Yeah, it'd definitely be an interesting one, and it'd be something to definitely watch out for. I feel like with these guys though, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think as a fighter for yourself, maybe you learn a lot from watching these guys, and you're like, oh yeah, like I might have to try that. Or, oh, I never thought of that sort of thing.
Yeah. I take if I spot something, I'll usually take it into Tom and say, "What do you think about this? What's he doing here?" And he'll normally break it down and make it make sense and actually teach it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know like being a professional MMA fighter, going from like amateur to pro? How's your like relationship with your coaches? Is that like because what I'm basically trying to ask is once you hit that pro level and you're starting to become a professional, an adult in your own right in the MMA world, how does the relationship change or how does it alter with your coaches?
I mean, I've always been professional since I've been with Tom.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, in terms of the relationship, it's very very close one. He's like a big brother to me, really.
mm.
Anything I ask about the fight game or in life, I go to Tom really. So yeah, he's very very important. I probably wouldn't be fighting now if it wasn't for Tom. So he's a very important, the most important piece of
Mm.
my career really.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just always one of those things where I think if you had, and obviously I think it's different in your case because you've always been with Tom since he was a pro. But when you go from like amateur to pro, and if you have the same coaches, then it's kind of like how does that relationship change? Like, because then you're obviously talking to them as like an employer rather than a coach as well. Um, So it's interesting to hear. What would your advice be like to, you know, young guys coming up through the ranks, young professionals? There's a lot of, you know, great UK fighters that are coming up through like Cage Warriors and other sort of promotions. Obviously, you've been around for a while now, and you're in, you know, quite a substantial promotion. You've got a couple of wins behind you. What would your advice be to the up and coming fighters in terms of how they handle the fights that are coming to them in the professional sort of bracket?
So the one piece of advice I always give to young guys coming up in terms of like how to navigate the career is just find a team, find a coach that works for you, and stick with it. Basically, you find a lot of guys trying to do it all themselves and going to this guy for boxing, going for this guy to jiu-jitsu, or going to the next guy when they lose a fight. Just find a guy who works for you. Find a good management team and a good coach that works for you, and go on that journey together, and let someone mold you and improve you and turn you into the fighter you need to be. And that's the biggest thing I always say to people is find a guy that works for you and commit to that team, and go on that journey together. Don't be jumping about too much, is what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a valuable piece of advice, because I think it's easy to get drawn into, oh, but this guy has better boxing or this guy has better wrestling. And like you say, like with Tom, he's got your best interests at heart, and he's like, you know, looking out for you. Whilst I think some people maybe they want you to become more of this fighter, or someone might want you to become more of that fighter. So yeah, that's very good advice, James. So, last question. I don't want to keep you too long, because I know you're probably doing some mad miles tonight or something like that. What is your favorite fight of all time?
Favorite fight is what I think they fought twice, didn't they? I think it was the second one, Lawler and McDonald.
I thought you was
They
going to
had
say
that crazy war, didn't they?
yeah, yeah. There was the was it were they light heavyweights or middleweights that fought on the UFC? I think it's 2 weekends ago, and the one fight got a massive gash across his forehead.
Yeah, I
That
think it was
reminded
this
me of,
weekend, that wasn't it?
yeah, that reminded me of the McDonald fight. Like you could see the tendon in his eyebrow,
Yeah,
couldn't you? That was a crazy fight, and it could have gone either way.
yeah, could have, yeah, crazy
Yeah.
fight. But I think he only. I think McDonald sat down in like the end of the fifth round, didn't he? And he just. Like, I don't think he's ever been the same after that fight, to be fair. But what a fight that was!
And I think this goes back to what we were saying earlier about, like, you know, having those wars where it takes a lot out of you. Because I completely agree, in my opinion as well. I don't think he was the same fighter, and I know he went on to like PFL, and he fought some other guys there, and it just wasn't quite the same. I mean, in fact, I think he went Bellator, then he went PFL, didn't he?
Yeah, Bellator then PFL. Yeah,
Yeah, and and now obviously he's retired. He's a young man still, but you have to give credit where credit's due, because he was in the game for a very long time at a young
yeah.
age as well. But yeah, that was a crazy fight. I remember that card as well. I'm sure that was the one where McGregor fought Mendes as well, right?
I think you're right. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was.
I think after that show, the whole like UFC side kind of shifted in terms of what they were doing. But yeah, that was a mental fight. I can remember that. I think Rory broke his nose, or his nose was like severely damaged, and he couldn't carry
Yeah,
on.
I think it was shattered. I think he said the last time Lawler hit him, everything just went white and he couldn't see,
Yeah,
so he just had to sit down.
mental. What a crazy life to live as an MMA fighter, eh?
This is it. Yeah, we're very, very lucky. We get some great moments.
Yeah. Literally bled sweat and tears into entertaining people.
Yeah.
Well, listen, James, thank you for your time, my man. Hopefully, we'll get some news against Gabble in December.
Yeah,
And who knows, maybe a never quick fight, no wars like Roy McDonald, and both of you come out nice and healthy.
yeah,
And yeah, we look forward to catching up with you and maybe pre-fight and then post-fight and then see how we go.
yeah, certainly. Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, James. Well, you look after yourself and hopefully we catch up prior to that fight. If it gets made, touch wood.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
All right. Thank you, my man. You take care, yeah?
Thank you. You too, mate. Pleasure.
Bye.
See you, mate.